duo have to say about that matchup?
Yeah.
They didn't.
Thank you, Riv. Want to welcome Sneaky and Lemonation to the desk after a pretty solid victory there, looking back to form. First thing I want to touch on, obviously, Veigar coming out. So the composition in general, Lemonation, what was the goal of the composition, and how does Veigar fit into it?
It's basically a siege comp with Veigar. You want to throw down the stun, and it makes hitting the spears, any skill shots, extremely easy.
Okay, so it kind of takes the place of like a Morgana binding,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's larger area of effect.
A lot easier to hit, too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's super easy to hit.
Now,
It also zones them off at the same time. You get a stun, and no one else can follow up because it's so big.
gotcha. Now, how does that affect the laning phase, though? Because does that mean you're pretty much always looking for the lane swap, maybe not as strong if you're in a straight-up 2v2?
He's solid in 2v2. We would have been fine in a 2v2 situation.
All right, I like it. And now, Sneaky, over to you. Just something quick I want to touch on with the 80 carries is I noticed you went for double vamp here, and you do pretty often like that double lifesteal. What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, a lot of it is just being able to deal with bruisers super effectively. So if a Mundo is trying to solo me, I can heal up my entire life pool back in an instant. Whereas if I only have Bork, like I'll do a lot of damage to him, but if he's trying to damage me, I can't really get my life back. So I think double lifesteal in general is super effective. I really like it, especially on Kalista, but I've kind of like picked it up and applied it to my other 80 carries as well.
All right, and we've seen you guys kind of utilize this poke comp, and picking up that Nidalee from Meteos has been very helpful for you guys in sieging those turrets, and it seems to have circumvented kind of that mid-game lull that we see a lot of teams experience where they take the outer turrets and then they don't really know what to do for the next 6 minutes. Do you feel, though, that there is enough diversity in champions that allow you to play that kind of composition, or will it quickly be figured out, banned out, or countered?
I think there's definitely enough sieging champions that kind of strat is always going to be viable, but I think the lull still happens regardless. I think we were just enough ahead that we were able to kind of bypass that game, but the inner turrets kind of creates the lull, no matter what.
Well, I think there's still a little bit of a lull through the mid game. I know I was like kind of holding mid for majority, and we couldn't really push much just because like the tier 2 turrets are so strong. Anytime the wave got near it, like he still had the shield from the turret, and he got near the wave, and I'm like, all right, I'm not even going to bother with poke because it's absolutely useless.
Right, yeah, at that point it's a waste of mana. How do you guys deal with that then? Is it just basically this is our time to get the correct vision out and wait for the next global objective to force a fight? Like what are the comms like when you're in that kind of lullish phase?
At that point, since you can't really go for the turrets, you just have to go for other objectives, like they're blue, red, dragons when it spawns. If you're strong enough, Baron eventually, but it basically just means control the map as much as you can, take any objective you can, and just wait.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it requires you to have a lot more, obviously, map control and suffocate them out of the gold that they would normally get through jungle farm and things like that.
Yeah, just by pressuring them, you can try and out-rotate them and end up getting free turrets. I think we did that this game. It just pressures them into going to one turret, and then the other lane's pushing, so you can just go to that quickly and take the turret for free.
Now, on the topic of map control, a recent change we've seen has been to the trinkets, right? We've had a few changes in terms of cost, but also the actual effect of the trinkets. And the old norm was by the end of the game, you'd have the 4 red trinkets and a blue trinket on your 80 carry or something. I'm curious to know what your guys' take is on the new trinkets, because we've seen multiple teams try out different things with like, the pink ward upgrade, or multiple people taking the green ward upgrade for just more vision in general. Are you still looking at the denial game? Where's Cloud9's philosophy?
First off, all of the upgrades are much more efficient now, so we're upgrading them a lot more and a lot earlier. Like basically at level 9, I want to look to upgrade my red trinket. And I think the yellow trinket upgrade is the best of any of them. It's like almost a sightstone by itself, so it's pretty good.
And so in solo queue, everyone should be upgrading at level 9, please.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't pick it up at level 9. I pick it up after about second item. First item, I think it's a little bit too early. I tried a lot, and I just get really weak, and I can't get to my second power spike quickly. So I think second item, it's okay. If I feel like I'm not really getting insane gold income, I just stick with blue orb still. I don't upgrade it usually just because even though you get the little free ward from CV, I don't think it's too amazing. Like I've done little weird things where I just try and ward a bush behind them when they're trying to siege so we can have vision of that area. It doesn't have too many uses though, I think, the blue orb upgrade. I mean, it's good, but it's a gold dump, I think.
Right.
If you have too much gold.
Dies pretty easily.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The final thing I want to touch on here is the fact that Cloud9 has been the subject of some criticism in your team fighting recently. I mean, you've always been known as one of the strongest, if not the strongest, team fighting team in North America. And we've seen, you know, successes and failures so far this split in that area. How would you guys respond to that criticism? And do you feel like you're moving in the right direction to kind of resolve whatever issues lie there?
I think we've just had more of an issue being on focus and like playing as a team than we were in last splits. And I don't think there's like an easy way to fix that except just, I don't know, practicing it as much as possible and trying to get it back on point, try to get our communication back on point.
Absolutely, that's fair enough. I mean, communication is key and just getting things into your bones, having things be second nature. Well, we've still got more games to come your way. When we come back, Dignitas will take on Counterlogic Gaming. Don't go anywhere. Oh, and Joel, get on Skype.
I think he's mad that he's playing Maokai.
What's your cosplay balls?
Forgot my branches.
Yeah, you gotta bring that shit up.
I even told you. I brought it up beforehand.
You gotta put that underneath the desk, and when you pick Maokai, just pick it up.
In Rumble, you pull out your flamethrowers and harpoons.
No, you bring out a lighter and just turn it on.
Xiao could get hit up. Twisted advanced distortion to the back line. Hai can also make that move. He gets out with the alt shadow. Also over the wall, trying to get a good initiation down with Hai, but he can't get himself out this time. That's a bit of the DPS they've been using to win these fights out.
Yo, stick together, stick together, stick together. Mundo. Graves? Heal me? Graves? Okay.
Healing sneaky, healing sneaky.
Careful, the box up, okay?
Yeah, can we
I need
get
auto
this?
attack. Probably. Just wait. Feel slow. Nice.
Cloud9 do take down Team Impulse.